I'm Vishnu, and I'm a Kaufman Interfaith Institute Leadership Scholar. Our group wanted to offer some more information for history or world religion classes to use to better understand the real-life experiences of youth from the traditions they study. Today, we will have the opportunity to talk to some Jewish youth who live in West Michigan, as well as the rabbi of Temple Emmanuel, and ask them a little about their religion. Please know that these youth do not represent the entirety of the tradition. They are simply sharing how they practice their religion. We are grateful to our Jewish neighbors for sharing their personal experience of Judaism from their individual perspectives. Let's jump into the interview. So can each of you please share your name and a little about yourself, your hobbies, your interests, what you do outside of school, or what brings you joy?
Hi, my name is Ethan Rappaport. I'm a sophomore at East Grand Rapids High School. I go to Temple Emmanuel. My Sunday school class and I were just confirmed on Friday night. Outside of school, I like to play tennis with friends, give tennis lessons, and volunteer for wheelchair tennis. I guess you could say I like tennis. Something that brings me joy is sitting down with my family for Shabbat dinner on Friday nights.
My name is Emma Johns. I'm a sophomore at Jenison. I also go to Temple Emmanuel. I guess I love to play hockey and just be outside and hang out with my friends. I love also, something that brings me joy too, I was going to say Shabbat dinner as well. Just being able to sit down with my family and have a night without distractions. And yeah, I think it's great.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rhoda Manjeko. Sorry, I lost my voice this weekend. And I go to the Chabad house, and I am a junior at East Grand Rapids High School. My most favorite hobby, I would say, is swimming. I'm on the swim team. I swim all the time. And I think one of my favorite things to do with my family is just to hang out together. I know that Saturdays are definitely Shabbat is a big day to do that. So that's me.
Thank you. What is most significant about your religion or tradition to you? And what would you tell someone who asks you what you believe in as a Jewish person?
What's most significant about Judaism to me is the idea that everyone can believe in God, but everyone's ideas about God are different. More generally, everyone can interpret Judaism in their own way. When someone asks me what I believe as a Jew, I tell them I believe in not remaining indifferent when there's an opportunity to help, even if the person's someone I don't necessarily get along with. I believe God's always present in my life and that praying is a way of getting closer to God. I believe that the 10 Commandments must be observed daily. There are some that are easier to follow than others, like thou shalt not kill is easy, but there's like remembering to keep the Sabbath day holy are more difficult, especially when my family doesn't have Shabbat dinner together.
Mm-hmm. I'd say what's most significant to me about Judaism is just the fact that we focus so much on questioning. Like our massive part of our faith is figuring out who God or what God is to you. And I think that just the practice of not taking the Torah as it is, our holy book, and taking it as how we perceive it as an individual. I really love that about Judaism. And I guess if someone asks me what I believe that there is a God. I don't believe that we know what they look like or even anything, but I believe that God is with everyone always, that he's watching over us. And I too believe that it's our duty as Jews to carry out mitzvot, which are like our commandments, and to treat everyone just as they should be treated with respect. So, yeah.
To me, I would say the thing that's the most significant is the togetherness that you feel. A big part of Judaism is seeing the good in everybody and believing that there is good in everybody, and always being there for each other and believing in each other. And I think that's the most significant thing for me. And that you can see that really anywhere. You see any Jew or you meet any Jew and you always automatically feel that connection with them, and you feel that love and support. And I think that is a huge part of what we are and who we are as people. Um, and I guess that's just what I would tell everybody to believe in when they see us, that we're kind people, and we believe the best in everyone.
Thank you. What does practicing your tradition look like for you as an individual?
I'm Reformed, so practicing Judaism to me means going to Friday night services when possible. It means having Shabbat dinner after saying prayers as a family. It means going to services on the high holidays, which are Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And finally, practicing Judaism means going to Sunday school to broaden my understanding of different aspects of Judaism, like Reform and Orthodox Judaism, and learning about the Holocaust.
I guess to me, I'm also Reformed, which means that we're a little bit, I guess, more chill about it. That's how I explain it. But yeah, for me, practicing my faith is going to Friday night services when we can. We can't right now, but going to Friday night services, it's resting on Saturday, which is our Sabbath, our holy day. It's observing all of our holidays and learning more about Judaism, and I guess doing a Shabbat dinner every night. And yeah.
For me, I would say practicing my religion is just making sure to observe and to respect the holidays, and learn as much as I can about each holiday every year. And a big part of Judaism is learning more every year. Every time you come to a holiday, you try to learn something new about it. So I would say that's a big part for me of practicing my religion and just keeping that tie with my faith, and I guess just observing everything that I can and learning more.
What are some misperceptions about your tradition, or what do you wish people knew about your religion?
I think one common misconception is that people think Hanukkah is a very important holiday when really it's not. Another misconception is that all Jews keep kosher. And while some Jews do choose to keep kosher, there are many who don't personally agree with it. For example, I don't eat pig, but I do eat meat and dairy in the same meal. So it's each person's decision to make.
I'd say some misconceptions. I know a lot of people who are confused with the fact that we believe in God, but we don't necessarily believe in Jesus as the prophet. So we do believe in God. And that's something I hear sometimes. Or I know a lot of time Jews are perceived as just old white men. That's how we're portrayed a lot in the media, and that's what a lot of people see. But really, Jews can be anyone of any ethnicity. They're African Jews, they're Asian Jews, they're just people all around the world. And so it's not confined to just the white guys. It's everybody.
For me, I would say the biggest misconception that I see is everybody thinking that Jews are Orthodox. Like you see like that like stereotype of an Orthodox woman or an Orthodox male with like the beard and the sideburns and all of that. And it's just when people realize that not everybody's like that, and majority of Jews actually aren't like that, it's like, oh, really? Then what do you do? Like, what are you showing in your religion and stuff like that? So, and like kind of like what Ethan said, the importance of specific holidays. Like for me, I know like Yom Kippur is a huge holiday for us, and it's a big day of reflection. And when we bring that up or don't show up to school, I know I don't go to school on those days. It's like people are like, oh, well, is that really important? It's a very important thing for us, and just for people not understanding or knowing the significance and importance of specific holidays.
Thank you. What events are important to your tradition that non-Jewish people should know about?
Like Roden was saying, one holiday that's important to Judaism that non-Jews should know is the holiday of Yom Kippur. And its purpose is to allow Jews to repent for their sins in the year prior and ask for God's forgiveness. And on Yom Kippur, Jews have to fast, which means no food or water of any kind from sunset of the night before to sunset of the night of.
I guess we talked a little bit about like the high holidays like Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. So I'll talk about, we talked a little bit about Shabbat, or like Friday night services. Shabbat is every Friday night, and I like to explain it like a little mini holiday. We get together with our families. Typically, we light 2 candles. We say a couple prayers. We drink grape juice and challah, which is like this really good braided bread. And that holiday is the beginning of our Sabbath. And so that goes from sunset on Friday to sunset on Saturday, I think that might be. But it's just a day to rest and to reflect. And it's a very important event in a lot of Jewish households just because it happens a lot. And so, yeah, I think that's an important part.
For me, I would say the most important part is, I kind of touched on this earlier, it's just the togetherness. A big part of that togetherness are the holidays, and like Emma was saying, Shabbat, and that's like a specific time for you to reflect on your week and the people that you're around, and just have a fresh start for your week and the rest of your life pretty much. And I think it's just a big part of our tradition that not many people see. And it's just a sort of family connection that you have, not just with your family, but with everyone. And I think that's a big part that gets kind of covered by all the other things that we do with our holidays.
So what do you think is the role of youth in your tradition?
One specific role of youth in Judaism is to sing the 4 questions during Passover. Generally, the youngest member of a family gets that role. And when it's sung incorrectly, it can sound really annoying, which I have some experience with. It's not a very big role, but it's a fun way to get everyone involved in the Passover service. And then also the role of youth in Judaism is to participate in services and attend Sunday school, because they become the next leaders within the synagogue.
Yeah, I guess kind of like what Ethan touched on a little bit, is that our youth, we go to Sunday school. Well, for Reform, at least, I know me and Ethan, we go to temple every Sunday. And for most of that time, for many of those years, you learn Hebrew. So that's the language that our Torah is written, our holy book. And so you learn that. And then that's mostly to study up to your bat mitzvah, but really the role of our youth is to pass on the traditions, pass on the language of Hebrew, and just kind of what Ethan said, to be leaders and to continue on our values and to make our voices heard in our communities, which is what we're doing here, which is cool. So yeah.
I'm not sure if this is just an Israeli thing or if it's an all Jewish thing, because I'm from Israel. My family's from Israel. But for Pesach, which is Passover, the hiding of the matzah that the young kids get to find, it's called the fikamon. So I think that's always fun. It's a fun tradition just to run around the house trying to find it. And but then also just the more important things are just like what Emma and Ethan touched on, is just carrying on the like who we are and the traditions, and the language and becoming the new leaders of the religion itself, and just teaching the ways of the Jewish religion.
Mhm. One more thing I kind of forgot to mention. So Rotem is our like youth group leader for C team. That's what it's called. And so a big thing that we do with our youth is that we like kind of go around and share that like the joy. And so our kids in Judaism really are just this point of joy, and it's our job to kind of bring together our community. So I just want to touch on that too.
Well, that was our last question. On behalf of the Kaufman Interfaith Institute Leadership Scholars, I would like to thank each of you for your time and for sharing so much of yourself with us today. I've learned a lot, and I know anyone who listens to this interview will be wiser because of what you've shared with us today. We are grateful to each of you. Thank you.